Next up, we have MJ from Dolphin Computer Access, and she's going to share with you their latest and greatest for their products. And I'm going to go back on mute. Okay, it's all yours, MJ.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna share my screen here and dive right in. Oh, I just lost it. Just a second here. Well, you know, this worked earlier. Now I've lost my little screen here. So let me just see what I can find.
You're all good. Keep going.
Yeah, but my control disappeared when I minimized my screen.
So go into view. You mean your share screen stuff?
Yeah, there we go. I'm back. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So I'm MJ Berry with Dolphin Computer Access. We have tools for people with print impairments, ranging from people who are visually impaired to people with neurodiversities. Today we're looking at our free, yes, free, accessible book reading app called EasyReader. And EasyReader is used around the world in 35 or more countries. And I'm just gonna take you quickly through our free app. And we also have a premium version that is specifically designed for educational institutions. So let me just jump here and share my screen, and I will start the slideshow. So let's just start with problems. Why do students need accessible books? A lot of students with reading disabilities are never going to be fluent readers when facing traditional print. Lots of students need formats other than print if they're using other assistive technology devices. AAC devices, readers, handheld readers, screen reading, even students with dyslexia who need to have the text read back to them, large print, braille, all of those things. So accessible libraries, like here in the US, students typically use Bookshare, adults typically use NLS Bard, and for news, NFB Newsline. So all of these are virtual libraries, imaginary libraries that hold all of these book titles. And EasyReader is a tool that is the bridge to the student to actually being able to access those books. So what is an accessible library? We just went through that, but some of the formats: audiobooks, accessible text like EPUB and Daisy, large print, and Braille. I think this is a point that I really want to raise, which is many more students than you might think are qualify for Bookshare membership or qualify as a member of any accessible library. Again, here in the US, we use Bookshare, but if you have students who are citizens of other countries, you can go to our website and find out which libraries we connect with, and there's a path to membership on our website. But if you have students who have dyslexia, any organic reading disability, are physically disabled, you can use an accessible library. So many more students, you know, I think schools get stuck in the consideration process, like they don't have time to consider all of the students who really might benefit from having text in alternative formats or read aloud. So the benefits of EasyReader, again, we connect to over 40 libraries across the country. Actually, it's more like 50 now, over 35 languages. So this app is free to download across 4 platforms, which is actually 5 now. Sorry, this is a little old, which is Windows, iOS, Android, Amazon Fire, and we now have Mac. The Mac is part of our premium offering, but we are compatible with Mac. You can open a variety of content ranging from these accessible books to Word documents to web text. I'll show you how to navigate in a minute, and students can customize the text so that the experience meets their individual needs. So now I'm going to just escape out of there and head over here to EasyReader. So I have EasyReader open on my laptop, but I can easily switch devices and head over to, oh, I can't do that when I'm screen sharing. That's okay, I'll do it in a sec. But I do have my iPad open, and I'll show you how it looks on there. They're very much the same on mobile devices. It looks a little bit different on Windows and Mac, the desktop version. But when you open EasyReader for the first time, you get a list of your libraries going down the left-hand side. The first option is to open My Books, which is the default, but if you've never opened it before, you don't have any books to read. So you can manage your libraries here, and you can add libraries from the list of all of the countries that we are connecting to. And once you've selected which libraries you would like to have access to, then you are directly connected to those libraries.
MJ,
So,
your tablet is not sharing.
yeah, isn't my Bookshare
Nope,
screen sharing?
we're only seeing the slide that's premium benefits.
Okay. So sorry. Let me just stop sharing then. You know, you do this a million times and it always works. And then today, there we go. How's that?
Now we've got it. Thank you.
Well, you missed that, but here are your libraries. And the first option that we can look at are all the books that you have downloaded from your accessible book library. These are from a variety of libraries that I'm connected to, but these are the libraries I mostly connect to. Now, you won't be able to get into Google Classroom or Microsoft Education unless you have premium, but most students connect to Bookshare. So if I go right into Bookshare, I am now in the Bookshare library. So I don't have any extra steps. I'm directly connected. If I go here to NLS Bard, I'm directly connected to NLS Bard. There's no, pulling books, surfing Bookshare on a website, loading them to an external device. You're in there. So once you select books, and you can browse just like you would if you were on their site, once you select books and download them, they go into My Books. And I'll just open one of the books that I was looking at. And I've never read it on this device. I was reading it on my iPad. So it knows that it exists in your library, but it actually does download it to your device. And the benefit of that is that now if you happen to be in the car or wherever you are, you can read your book. So if I were using a touch screen, I could simply touch the screen to increase the font size. In this case, I'm not. I'm working on a laptop without a touch screen, so I can increase size by using the control panel here, the pop-out window. I can adjust things like line spacing, letter spacing. For some students with dyslexia, they really prefer some looser, what's called leading, and tighter margins. So all of that can be done there. You can adjust your color individually, text, background, all of that. So in essence, you can create a customized experience. So more importantly, we want to read the text.
Gargle, howl, howl, gargle, gargle, howl, gargle, 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 howl, slurp. You should have a good time. Message repeats. This is your captain speaking. So stop whatever you're doing and pay.
So we can have that text read to us. In this case, I'm working with a book that does not have text to speech. It's not an audio book. This is just an accessible Daisy book. So in those cases, you're gonna have to deploy text to speech, and you can adjust that in the voice, using the voice icon in the upper right hand corner. And then I just have I have some one core voices and sappy voices I can choose from, but you can always use any of the sappy voices that you already have on your computer, or depending on your model computer, that's kind of what determines what voices are available. You can add voices. We install about 6 good ones, and we install in English, Mexican, Spanish, and French Canadian. So those are all available for free within the North American version of EasyReader, and then that differs by country. Another great thing about using accessible books is that you just don't have this endless scroll of text. You can navigate the book like the book is meant to be navigated. And I'm in a text format, but if I were in an audio format, it would allow me to navigate by time. So 10 seconds, 30 seconds. And I can go back to my books here in my side menu. And let me see if I can get myself an audiobook. Oh, can't see. Okay, apparently I'm not connected to Sela right now. So if I were to read an audiobook, it would not have the text on the screen. It's just a, professionally recorded book to which the student would have read to them. And there's lots of those in Bookshare, and that's exclusively what's contained in the NLS. I can also now read PDFs in EasyReader, and I can actually switch between the PDF view.
And stand it upright using the blue tack. This is the control arm in your experiment.
Or if I want, I can use a more polite version of that PDF, which doesn't hold pictures, but it allows me to interact with the text a lot more than say a PDF would. So I'm going to switch really quickly now to my tablet just to show you a little bit of the differences. I'm going to stop sharing before I do that. Stop share. There we go. And now I have my iOS tablet. It looks a little bit different. I still have that side menu, but now I have the freedom to adjust things the way that I need to adjust them.
Gargle,
I can
howl,
read.
gargle, howl, howl, gargle, gargle, howl, gargle.
And it picked up where I was in that book previously because it's syncing across devices. But if I go into my books, let me see if I...
One second, it helps if everybody goes to a speaker view, and it will enlarge her screen, her image greatly for you.
Sorry. Okay. And if I move on to an audiobook, as I previously mentioned.
The empire's strength depended upon local diversity and freedom. Canada was a willing member of the empire, but its contributions would depend upon the prior.
And so that's how it would work in an audio situation. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second just to stop share. And I'll just bring this back to myself. There we go. And so now I'm going to shift back here into my PowerPoint just to briefly for 1 minute cover some of the differences that exist within our premium offering. And I'll share my screen again. So, as I said, EasyReader is free. Anyone can download it. It's really not that much of a benefit if you're not connected to an accessible library and you qualify for an accessible library. But lots of schools have been enjoying EasyReader forever, and EasyReader is installed in a lot of humanware products like Braille Note Touch Plus. So it really has kind of become the standard accessible book reader. But schools were looking for easier ways to do things like add students, edit their rosters. An EasyReader Premium, and it really the cost is minimal. It's about $10 per student for the app, but you get all kinds of extras, which are a way to upload and invite students. I see your hand. Is that it? Time up? Oh, 2 minutes. Okay. And you can have
30 seconds more.
Okay, synchronization across devices. You get a PDF reader. You get access to all education material in Google Classroom and Microsoft Education. So today I'm giving away a 10-user EasyReader Premium, but I also want to invite you to take advantage of our 60 days free. And if you're interested, you can contact me. I have my contact information on the screen right now. So my email is mjberry@yourdolphin.com. I'll throw that in the chat. Sorry for the technical difficulty.
Thanks, MJ.